be here. I am going to be telling you what's up and what's... Sorry. Yes, hello. I am here to be telling you what is going up and down. Sorry. People have had very different weeks. Some people have... Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, this is really embarrassing. Had Justin Bieber's baby. Who's... No, not kill it. Yeah, no one's going to believe me anyway. Right. So, I want to talk about the Justin Bieber baby thing. Now, we're supposed to say the alleged baby thing, but this is late night, we're edgy. I'm just going to say exactly what I want, which is that I think...
Justin Bieber is a fantastic singer, dancer and role model, and is definitely a virgin and a good Christian. Everyone should keep out of his private life, but don't forget to download his new album and buy his new calendar. And the witch who has accused him of fathering her child is a...
floppy-head douchebag. Do we all agree? No one likes him. No one likes him. No one likes him. So, staying with the baby thing, going up this week is Hugh Grant's outgoings, because he has had a love child. But it's not a love child, is it? If love was involved, maybe Daddy would have stayed with Mummy. Don't you think? I think we should be more honest and call it I was hammered and she promised she was on the pill child. I think that's better. And going up this week is Pippa Middleton. Now, she has had a doll made in her likeness. How jealous do you have to be of a woman to create a doll with arms like that? Now, this doll is apparently for children so that they can recreate the royal wedding. What's Pippa's role? Like, building the church? What's she doing? I don't know. And there was a study that came out this week that said that the body part that women most hated about themselves was their upper arms. So Pippa's not going to have that problem, is she? Or if she does, she can just punch herself into a coma. Forget all about it. Also, going up this week, the Austrian national anthem, that popular ditty, is going... It might be changing because it currently says that Austria, homeland to great sons, and female MPs want it changed to and daughters, even though it changes the rhythm of the song. Now, since when did equality come in the way of great music? Okay, when did that happen? You can't go around making songs representative, like, oh, I'm a single ladies and gentlemen, and people in relationships, people that are married, engaged, divorced, widowed, and it's complicated. Put your hands, hooks and stumps up. Going down this week, the senior NATO official who won his court case to keep his identity a secret. Now, he had an affair with a Russian spy, which led to the leaking of documents and secrets that might have endangered Europe's safety. Now, the press aren't allowed to name him, and they can't show pictures of him apart from one, which is of him leaving a Halloween party dressed as a banana, right? Which has led to the nickname Banana Man. Right? But I know who it is. Because I used to live on Acacia Road, right, next to this kid called Eric, yeah? He's an ordinary schoolboy, right? Apart from every time he eats a banana, a magical transformation occurs, yeah? And he fucks a Russian and leaks secret documents. This has been really lovely. Thank you so much. The ups and downs and airs. And Sarah, see you later. Good night. Bye. Hello, thank you. Hello, yes, I am here to talk about what's going up and down in the week. Going up this week, and I think we're all celebrating, it's the big news story for all of us, I think. It's that Alicia Dixon has been named Beauty and Empowerment Ambassador for Avon. Yeah, I know, we're over the moon. They said she was perfect. She looks just like the girl next door to door. And, I mean, it's a great role for Alicia. I'm pleased for her because you know how she hates it when beauty and empowerment are separate. I mean, it's like those idiot suffragettes. Like, if they just spent more time putting on false eyelashes and wonder bras, like, maybe we would have got the vote a lot quicker, wouldn't we? Not that we all deserve it, do we, Alicia? No, ugly girls should give it back. That's right, yeah. Woo! I'm just feeling so beautiful and empowered right now. I could throw up to lose weight. So, going down this week, Lord Goldsmith, he defended Tony Blair's relationship with the Gaddafi family by saying that it was a lapse of judgment, which seems a little bit flippant to me. Like, a lapse of judgment is when you cook too much rice. Like, what he did was get up, have a shower, get dressed, got on a plane to Libya, and had a prolonged familiar relationship with a dictator. Seems a lot worse. It reminds me of when, you know, these guys that you hear about going into A&E, and they say to the nurse, yes, funny story, I was putting up the curtains in the nude, and I slipped and fell, and my bum ate the hamster. Going up this week are pound shops. Now, apparently, the number of pound shops on Britain's high street has now overtaken the amount of bookshops. We have more, I know, which means that people are now more interested in buying Nescafe and flary liquids than they are in reading and learning. And this is sad, right? Bookshops should fight back, shouldn't they? And I think they need to introduce some cut-price, off-brand literature. I've got some ideas for them. 1983. The year just before it all happened. It's the lead-up. Less of the D'Urbervilles. It's the same story, but quicker and with none of the characters. And also Jane Eyre. It's a lesser-known Bronte heroine. It's about a lovely lady called Jane who is an ear. So you can check those out in the stores. It is a depressing fact, isn't it? But, guys, thank God they'll never take our libraries. OK, also going up this week, apparently the amount of people who are getting divorced in their 60s is on the rise. Now, this is really sad because by that time in their lives, people just used to stick with it, the person that they were with. And now, instead, they're splitting up the Yardley products, arguing over who's going to get custody of the National Trust membership. It's sad. It's really sad. And it's because, apparently, our sex lives are continuing way later into our lives. Now, men, you can blame Viagra for that, and women, Wayne Rooney for making it trendy. Going up this week, I'd like you to meet Shane Thomas. There he is. This is a before and after shot of the same guy. Now, isn't this incredible? So the before shot, this is when he got dumped after a very long-term relationship. And then the after shot, this is what he's done since he got dumped. He's lost 5 stone, he's been going to the gym. But the reason I love this is his face. Now, this is the face of a man who knows his ex-girlfriend is going to see this picture on the way to work, isn't it? Look at that grimace. Like, look at it in his eyes. Like, yeah, you're going to see this. Yeah, just keep smiling. I'm having a happy life and a great time. All right? Don't even need you anymore. I've got muscles. I mean, he should be applauded for what he's done, but he could have just been like the rest of us, you know? You have your heart broken, you get drunk, write a few jokes, become a stand-up comedian. Get to go on a television programme talking about the news, and then he gets to see it on his television. What a great life you're having. Just having such a great time now, Chris McEwan. Just absolutely brilliant, having a great time. I know Jon Richardson, yeah, from 8 out of 10 cats. Yeah? Thanks. Fine. I'll most probably get off with someone at the rap party, so who's not moving on now? I'll leave you with that. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. I'm not stopping down, Sarah. See you later. Thank you. Very much. Hello. I am here to tell you about what's been going up and down in the news this week. Now, first of all, going up is Sienna Miller. And that's because of the way she spoke so passionately and intelligently at the Leveson inquiry, or as I like to call it, Legally Blonde 3. Now, the inquiry is interesting. So all these celebrities are telling us about the press and how they've impinged on their lives, and some rulings going to be made at the end of it which might completely change the way that our media works. Now, apparently, it might be the end of gossip magazines. Exactly, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, isn't it? Now, I've been having to read them for this job, and I don't even think they should be called gossip magazines. They should all be called Women Getting Dressed. That's all it is. Oh, look, Victoria Beckham got dressed. Oh, Katie Holmes got dressed. We don't like it. Michelle Obama got dressed. Where does she find the time? And I actually think it might be better for society. The messages that they give out are horrible. I think you can distill everything those magazines say down to one short quiz, which is, ladies, what do you hate most about yourself? Is it A, your face, or B, your body? Answers to the quiz. Mostly A's. Buy expensive clothes to distract people and expensive makeup to cover it up. Mostly B's. Starve yourself and go to the gym. While you're there, look in one of those big mirrors. Are you sure you don't hate your face? No, good. We'll be better off rid of them. It was announced this week that every school in Britain is going to be sent a brand new copy of the St James's Bible. That's right. It's going to cost the government £400,000 to send every school a copy of a book it's definitely already got. But this one's slightly different because it has a foreword in it from Michael Gove. Yeah? Unchanged since 1611. And along comes Michael and he thinks he's got something to add. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But before that, a word from our sponsor, the Education Secretary. I want to know what on earth it is that he's adding to the Bible. Is it going to be an 11th commandment? Thou shalt not go to university unless thou art born into money. Now, I love this story. Going up this week, the Vatican's chief exorcist, which means there's more than one. Already I'm excited. He spoke out this week and he said that yoga was satanic. And that while you think you're just stretching your bodies, you're in fact opening your mind to Satan and the evils of Eastern religion and reincarnation. Hang on, Catholics. Wasn't it one of your guys who started the whole coming back from the dead thing in the first place? Also, it's quite nice because the people are always telling us that we're supposed to be exercising and it's good for us. It's actually quite refreshing to find out that it's the devil's work. Oh, yeah, never guess who's in my spin class this morning. Beelzebub. See? That's weird. I saw him in Legs, Bums and Tums this afternoon. Hope he ain't got that body dysmorphia. He has. I once saw him as a black cat. Now, finally, in dog news, going up this week is T-Bone. There he is. Right, T-Bone disappeared 5 years ago and came back this week. I know. Who does he think he is? Harold Bishop. No, but he's come back. He turns up on a 37 bus. But, I mean, he can't have been waiting all of that time, can he? This dude on the right, he's not very happy he's come back, does he? He looks pretty jealous. They used to call me T-Bone. But look at the dog's eyes. Like, you can tell that is a dog that has seen things. Like, whatever's happened. His owner, Pat, the lady there, she said that she wasn't surprised that T-Bone turned up on a bus because he'd always loved to travel. So that explains it then, doesn't it? Because it's obviously just one of those gap years that keeps getting extended, wasn't it? So sunsets in Ibiza, the pyramids in Egypt, building kennels in Kenya, and then took a bad pill at the full moon party at Phuket, accidentally killed a prostitute, and ran away just in time to catch the 37 back to Solihull. Am I close to them? That's the news. That's what's been going up and down. Thank you so much. So, I'm here to tell you about what's been going up and down in the news this week. Going down is economics. money and shit, right? I've had a lot of letters from people saying, thanks, Sarah, over the series you've explained so much of the news to us. Now we understand. Can you explain to us about the economic crisis? And yes, I can, because I understand it because I read an article. So I'll just talk you through, in case, because it's very tricky, I'll talk you through what's been going on. So the article said things like this in it. A quarter of families are now suffering from fuel poverty. So you can see the problem straight away there. We're not supposed to be fueling poverty, right? We're supposed to be trying to stop it. Are you listening, government? Right, the next thing that it says, we need to convince the markets. Yes, we do. We need to convince them that no one wants leggings with lace at the bottom. No one wants fruit. Why don't you go inside and become a proper shop? Some sentences in the article, they'll be easier to understand, like this one, which says that 0.7% of UK's budget is to be spent on foreign aid. Now, even you can probably understand this. 0.7, that's maths. Foreign, that's where holidays are. And aid is a good thing unless it's plural. So that's a good sentence, so we all knew what that meant. Then we move on to this. The UK last year gave 1.4 billion in aid to India, which is great, good, well done us, pat on the back. And then India last year gave 3.5 billion in aid to Africa. Sorry, I thought I understood. This is baffling. Are we money laundering through India? Okay, but because I do understand economics now, I think I've solved the crisis. Okay, because I understand that debt is caused by people borrowing more than they can afford to pay back, right? And they spend it on things that they don't need, like clothes and shoes and nuclear weapons. But when you think about it, who doesn't get into debt? Children. Do they? Small, smug, in the black children, okay? So all you need to do is make chip and pin machines a bit more like parents, and we don't have a problem, right? Because you go into the shop, you'd pick something out, you'd put in your card and your number, and it would say, you've already got a coat. You just go and put it back. It's a good system, isn't it? You'd put it back, you'd swap it for something else, you'd put in your card and your number, and it would say, sensible black ones, please, so you can wear them to school. You'd have to take it, put it back. You pick something else out, put in your card and your number, and it would say, OK, you can have nuclear weapons, but you've got to share them with your sister. Right. And then we would take them and put them back, because our sister is France. She's the one we want to use them on. Now, going up this week, Amy Childs. Now, she has been announced to be the face of Tesco bras. Okay. Now, obviously, we're all pleased for Amy and proud of her achievements, but can we just listen to that sentence again? I don't think you can be the face of a bra. Because the minute a woman takes her top off, no one is looking at her face anymore. Look at the picture a bit more closely. So you didn't even notice, did you perverts? You weren't even looking. Look, if you're going to bra model, you don't need a face. And also, I'm worried because what happens is women go out and buy products because of the celebrities that endorse them. You think you can end up looking like that person. Like, ladies, we can't look like her. It's too late for us. That kind of styling involves a cultural and self-respect lobotomy pre-puberty. Yeah, feminists in the house. It's the look that I like to call do you like blow-up dolls but prefer slightly more of a challenge? Now, cat news. This is the cat news. But basically, cats need to go up. I'm fed up, and I'm sure you are as well, of reading horrific things in the paper being done to cats. It started off, there was one in a bin. Then last week, there was one eaten by a snake, and there was one in a microwave, OK? People don't know how to look after cats anymore, OK? This has to stop. So I've come up with some easy-to-remember rules for taking care of your feline friend. Number one, if your bin is shaking and meowing, there's a cat in it, OK? So stop stroking the rubbish and swap them over. OK, number two, if your dinner's got a collar on it, check if it's your cat before you cook it. Number three, A kitten, a python, and an enclosed space is like me, Jaeger bombs, and a slightly younger man. It's going to be bloody messy and end up on YouTube. Hey, that was the news. I'm Sarah. See you later.
I'm here to talk about world news. I don't think you can start world news without talking about the Eurozone. Like, everything is going wrong. They had a meeting about it. It's still going on. They tried to do this meeting. They thought they'd come to a conclusion. They had a meeting till 4 a.m. And they thought they'd made a decision. No good decision has ever been made at 4 a.m. The only decisions I've ever made at 4 a.m. is I'm going to phone my ex-girlfriend and tell her I am over her. The other one is I'm going to get a rickshaw. And then go to my ex-girlfriends and tell her I'm over her. If you don't understand it, because it's quite complicated, just look at it this way. Basically, if you don't understand what Greece have done, just imagine you've gone for a curry with about 10 mates. And one of them, he's ordered the king prawn curry. He's refused to share a rice. He's having his own naan bread. He's had 5 kingfishers. Then at the end, he's gone, shall we split the bill? And then it's transpired he's forgotten his wallet. That is Greece. That is what that is. Yeah. I think the problem is people don't understand. People are going, well, what happens if Greece goes bankrupt? Are they going to disappear? Is that what happened? It's not Xavi. We're not just going to board up Greece. Go, God, do you remember Greece? God, you can still get it online, I think. It's not like the end of Big Brother, where once it leaves, Greece will be over. Davina will ask it a couple of questions, go, so what was going on with you in Italy? And then she'll show Greece's best moments, a montage set to Snow Patrol. And I say, what does that look like? I can show you what that looks like. I've made a montage of Greece's best moments. So, Greece, you've been a wonderful contestant, but here are some of your best bits. It's moussaka, that one. Some plate smashing. Struggling. I was really struggling by the end, if I'm honest. Hello. So on with the global news. We're excited about the global news. In Spain, a man went to a cash point, right, to take out some money, put in his number, and out came a snake. I do not need to know that's possible. I find it stressful enough when the buttons don't line up with the screen. That is the worst. Cash point roulette when you're going, I want 20, do not let this be 40. Oh my God, should I just go for 10? Should I play it safe? No, I'm going to gamble, I've got 40. If I'm going, I want 20, do not let this be a boa constrictor. I mean, come on. What is he meant to do with a snake? I once got a Scottish £20 note. I had that for 6 months. Can't take a snake into HMV, go, no, hold it up, you can see the Queen, look, it's real. So how did it get in there? I mean, I struggle to deposit a tenner if it's a bit dog-eared. How much do you have to flatten out a snake to get it in? The queue building up behind you going, oh, come on, mate, it's Friday afternoon, get on with it. You're flattening out going, come on, mate, I've got a bad snake here, let me off. And someone stuck it back together with sellotape, I can see that. I felt sorry for him initially, but I actually think it's a good thing. I think, because there are a lot of people at cash points that I do think should be attacked with animals as a way just of control. I think they should bring it in. Like, for instance, anyone who asks for a receipt and then leaves it in the machine for me to take out for them. Octopus in the balls, that's what I'd have for them. Anyone that gets their cash and card out and then remains standing at the machine while they fold it into their wallet while a queue continues behind them. Little dog shagging the leg. That would sort that out right there. Or the worst, anyone that puts their numbers in, gets told there is no cash, and then walks off and doesn't tell the rest of the queue. So that we have to go through the same thing. Savaged by a pack of wolves. That's what that should be. My favourite story of the week, though, Colonel Gaddafi is still rumbling on that Colonel Gaddafi, all the details coming out. The detail that came out this week is that Colonel Gaddafi had a pen pal who was an 81-year-old florist from New York. That is the best one since when that teenager claimed he shot him. I like that teenager, because there's one of those teenagers at every school, isn't there? He's going, yeah, I shot Colonel Gaddafi, yeah. And I had sex 5 times this afternoon. Yeah, and I've had trials for Man U, yeah. You might go, well, was Colonel Gaddafi a good pen pal? I don't know. I can tell you, because I didn't want to reveal this. I was Colonel Gaddafi's pen pal, actually, when I was 10. And I've got a letter he wrote to me here. I'll read it to you now. It's very nice. It's from Colonel Gaddafi. Dear Josh, thank you for your letter. In answer to your question, no. In Libya, we do not have Hubba Bubba. Though that does sound like you blew a very big bubble. I recently blew up an American embassy. I cannot believe your sister stole your Hadaway CD. My sister once did a similar thing to me. She regretted that. God have mercy on that harlot's soul. I wonder if she is listening to Hadaway in hell. Ha, ha, ha. Your holiday in America sounds like lots of fun. Did you remember to leave the package outside the White House? There have been no reports on the news, which disappoints me greatly. Yours sincerely, your friend, Colonel Gaddafi. P.S. Death to the West. P.P.S. Yes, I agree. Michaela Strachan makes my willy tingle as well. The final story this week, and perhaps my favourite, what it says, a dinner lady in Sweden. The students complained that her food wasn't good enough, and she decided, in response, rather than make her food better, to strip down to her smalls and do a pole dance in front of the students. Now, you go, that's a sexy story. That is only a sexy story if you focus on the word Swedish rather than the word dinner lady. Because if that had happened in my school, I would have been put off food for weeks. My free milk would have curdled. That's what would have happened there. Only in Sweden do you have pole dancing facilities in a children's canteen. Also, only in Sweden do you think that is an adequate response to a complaint? What is going through my mind going, I'm sorry, these pancakes are not good enough. Well, hold it right there. Does that change your mind? No, but it does explain the hair in my custard. Let's start in Pakistan with the best story of the week, where in Pakistan authorities have decided to ban 1,600 terms from text messages because they are too rude. And these terms include the wanking euphemisms, axing the ferret, and flogging the dolphin. First things first, why do we need them? Who is texting someone to tell them they're wanking? God, this is going really well. I better let Steve know. Steve, you are not going to believe this. I couldn't text a wank. I struggled to do that thing where you rub your stomach and hit your head at the same time. If that was a problem, there'd be a template on your phone. Sorry, I'm going to be late. I'm just flogging the dolphin. And the internet is buffering, so I could be up to 15 minutes. So... Rotham. Rolling on the floor, masturbating. They're not even good euphemisms. Someone texted me and said I'm flogging the dog. I wouldn't know what Steve's either wanking or there's problems down at the aquarium. Flogging the dolphin, axing the ferret. Basically, it's just being mean to an animal. You could do any. Where have you been? Oh, I've just been upstairs taunting the lobster. You're not going to believe what happened to me the other day. I thought I was at home alone. My parents came in, caught me disinheriting the hedgehog. Here are the words. It's not just wanking words. I've got a list of all the... Well, not all of them, just some of the best. They include monkey crotch, backdoor, athlete's foot, do me, and harder. It's like the worst packet of love hearts you have ever got. My favourite is athlete's foot. Who is turned on by that? Who's going, what are you wearing? A verruca sock. And what if you take it off? Yeah, covered in bunions. Oh. Basically, the person that came up with the list is just one of those annoying people that sees an innuendo in anything you said. So he got the job, he just came into the interview, they said, we've been having a look at your resume, I bet you have. Do you like a hands-on role? I thought you'd never ask. Can you use Microsoft Excel? Well, give me a drink. That doesn't even work, mate. Move on. But food news. We'll finish with food news, food world news. Are we into food? Get ready for some exciting news, because a man in Holland has managed, in a lab, to make the first lab beef burger. Yeah, that's how excited I was as well. He said, right, it's exactly like a normal beef burger. The only difference is it cost him $250,000. And it's transparent. He's made an expensive, invisible beef burger. Basically, he's made the Emperor's New Beef Burger. That's what he's made there. That's just a guy that hasn't done any work. What have you been working on for the last 2 years? Oh, I've got an invisible beef burger. Yeah, have you seen my invisible lab assistant? Now I'm going home to have sex with my invisible girlfriend. The next things, right, he said he was going to clone was sausages and chicken nuggets. Is this the only man that's never progressed on the Little Chef kids menu? What have you been working on for the last year? Well, cloning the Knickerbocker Glory, actually. He says, right, that this burger is going to save the world, right? His statement was that it's less unnatural than raising animals in intensive confinement systems, injecting them with hormones and feeding them with diets of animal waste. I mean, that is a man who is not good at coming up with slogans, isn't he? That is not the man that came up with I'm loving it. Not the best food story of the week. The best food story of the week is that they've decided to open the world's first pasty museum. Really exciting. Does anyone have a guess where it is? Cornwall, good guess. Mexico, correct. Who is going to travel to Mexico to learn more about the pasty? Who is eating a pasty and goes, I need to know more about this? So, when I am eating a pasty, I think I want to know as little about what goes into this as possible. I want to see an old pasty, I'll just go to a service station. There's always one at the back of the cabinet, like really dusty. You get it out, dust it off, it's got a competition for tickets to Euro 96. But you're excited, obviously, you want to go to Mexico for the Pasty Museum. Don't worry, because I have brought it to you, because I can proudly announce they're opening it in Mexico in March. I have now beaten them to it, and I have the world's first Pasty Museum. A round of applause, please, for my Pasty Museum. Now you're impressed, aren't you? So at the start, I'm very proud of this. This is Hitler's pasty. The story that was given to him by the Prime Minister of Poland, actually, in 1938. They didn't realise he was a vegetarian. He took one bite, and the rest is history on that one. So, that one there, that's JFK's pasty. You might notice those holes come from different angles. So, one for the conspiracy theorist there, I think. That's Guy Fawkes' pasty. A little overdone, if anything. That's Michael Jackson's pasty. He hasn't touched it. His lawyer told me to say. And this final one, I made this one in a lab. $250,000, it'll solve world hunger. We're going to start in America with NASA, and NASA this week, they were launching a rocket to Mars. This comes on the heels of a few weeks ago when they decided they were scrapping all of their spaceships. Honestly, that is the best scrap heap challenge episode there will ever be. The red team are in a Citroen engine tethered to a rickshaw, and the blue team are in Apollo 12. This could be close. Well, who wants to go to Mars? And this was the week where Thomas Cook almost went bust. We can't afford to go to Spain. I'm not going to spend $1 million to go to somewhere where the selling points are it's -5 degrees and it once had water. The only way that is getting worse is if they build a Lineker's bar. I've got a picture here of the probe they're sending up. This is it. There it is. It's called Curiosity. Curiosity is not a good... They used to be called things like Apollo and Challenger and Sputnik. The kind of names you give a gladiator on that TV show. Curiosity would be the worst gladiator there has ever been. Even I would fancy my chances against him in Hang Tough. Curiosity, right? The last two are called Spirit and Opportunity. Spirit, Opportunity, and Curiosity are not names for spaceships. They are excuses for a one-night stand. The next one's going to be called Christmas Do. Basically, if you have a look at Curiosity, what it's doing there, is it's apparently going to travel around Mars looking for organic matter. Organic matter, that is the most middle-class spaceship there has ever been. Here are some of the other things on it. That bit at the front, that searches for the nearest Cath Kidston. And that bit at the back, that checks when the farmer's market is closing. That bit at the top, that's just looking for good schools. Going, is it a good catchment area? Well, we're only 4 light miles from Jupiter. But my favourite story in America this week was in Ohio, where a policeman was accused of stealing 20 items from work, including 13 air conditioning units. And when this came to court, they said, did you do it? And he said, no. The person who did it was a ghost that lives in my house. How did he think he was going to get away with that? Go, no, there's definitely a ghost in that basement. I mean, when you go in there, you get a chill down your neck. Yeah, of course you do. There's 13 air conditioning units in there. Scary ghost there's ever been. I mean, I've seen some scary films. Never have I seen one where they go, just when you thought it was safe to take off your cardigan. Well, he got to the end of the case, right? He was found guilty of 18 of the 20 charges, which implies for 2 of them, the jury thought, well, that was probably the ghost, wasn't it? So they go, well, he's not going to steal the air conditioning unit, but these last 2, a big white sheet and some rattling chains, well, that would suit him perfectly. The only evidence, right, no wonder he lost, the only evidence the guy gave, right, were some drawings he'd done himself of the ghost. It's not take heart. That is not evidence as well. Like that. You can't just go, oh, I've drawn something paranormal, there's my alibi. If that counts, right, I've done some drawings that are going to clear up some historic crimes. Here's the first one. You might think that Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK. I've actually done a drawing of him on the day playing ping pong with the ghost of Henry VIII. Look at the calendar, it's proof. A lot of people going, did Rupert Murdoch know about the hacking? I don't know. Well, I'll tell you he didn't, because on the day of the hacking, he was actually at Alton Towers on a log flume with the Loch Ness Monster. That was proof enough. It's Christmas shopping time in America, and it's the sales as well, and it's got out of hand. A woman in the sales decided what she was going to do is, when competing for an Xbox 360, she decided to pepper spray a fellow shopper. You say that's out of order. I think that's the real spirit of giving. I mean, she cares far more than that kid on the John Lewis advert, doesn't it? He's just gone and bought a present. Until you've temporarily disabled an OAP to get a games console, that is not love, that's what I say. My favourite story about it was that it was an Xbox 360. They came out in 2005. She's had 6 years to buy that. What else did she do? Attack someone with a mallet because they were going for the JCB song by Niz Loppy. The best detail was she paid for it. So she's going, no, I'm not a criminal, I'm paying for this. I mean, I'll pepper spray someone, that's fine, but I will pay for it. It's like going into a bank with a sawn-off shotgun and go, get down on the floor, I want to pay in a cheque. No, I want to order a chequebook as well, put your hands in the air, yeah. I don't want to change my address. And storming out, coming back 5 minutes later, going, I took a small pen by mistake, I do apologise, I'm not a thief. The best thing was the police said, oh, we don't know who it is because the people couldn't give a clear description. Of course they couldn't. They've been pepper sprayed in the eyes. I've actually got, here is a picture the police have made of the person. It's actually a guy in Ohio going, that's the guy that stole the things from my bloody flat. That's the air conditioning guy. Hello? We well? Yeah. On with the global news. At the global news, I'm going to start in the best place to start, which is Argentina, where a teacher, a biology teacher, was giving out homework to her class on a memory stick. But what she didn't realise is she'd left a file on a memory stick, which showed her home video of her having sex with her partner. That is very awkward indeed. First question first, why do you need that on a memory stick? Or is leaving the house going, classic triple tap, phone, wallet, home porno, got them all, I'm off. When are you going to need that, a quick reference? Am I a virgin? Well, watch this and you'll see, won't you? It's kind of weird. That is the most exciting science lesson you will ever see. Like, the most exciting science got when I was a kid was warming up a peanut on a Bunsen burner. Orange flame, not blue. I'm not a maverick. I mean, I'm not going that far. Or the one lesson where you had to go and measure the playground with a round piece of wood on a stick. Walking around going, I don't even know what science this is. I don't know, but when I was a kid, when I was doing my homework, there'd always be a kid copying me. That is going to be very awkward indeed. Do your own, mate, come on. And I'd be looking at it going, should I be watching this? Is this going to be in the exam? Am I going to get to the end? There'll be a question. If Miss Morse leaves school at 3:38 p.m, travels northeasterly at 45 miles an hour, at what point will she have a cock in her mouth? When do you watch this? I don't understand this. I've not created a sex tape. I never have. I never will. Because I don't understand when you are going to watch that. When are you sat down going, well, now the series of Downton Abbey's finished. I suppose we should watch that video of me with you in the wheelbarrow position until you got cramp. Who watches themselves having sex? How arrogant do you have to be? You're basically going, well, I tell you who I fancy. Me. Oh, yeah, I'm a real hottie, I can tell you. I find it uncomfortable hearing my voice played back to me, let alone when it's panting and apologising. I will finish, though. It's the 6 weeks of global news. I think the best way to finish 6 weeks of global news is by telling you that good news, that the world is not going to end, the globe is not over. Because a man this week said that the Mayan prophecy that the world will end in 2012 is actually not true. He's done loads of research. I don't know why he needed to do research. No one believed it. I did some research into the Mayans. One of the things they believe is that people were made by God from dough. I am not taking the prophecy of someone who thinks I share DNA with a croissant. That is not going to be good. If someone said that on a date, that would be a deal breaker. If she said, what am I into? Long walks, French films, and I think we're all made of Hovis. I mean, I leave after the star if it turns out she likes the Kings of Leon. Let alone if she won't eat the bread and olives because she thinks it's cannibalism. The only people that think the world's going to end are those people on internet chat rooms talking about it. If you're on internet chat rooms, your world has already ended. Also, if you think the world is going to end, right, unplug your router, go outside and try and lose your virginity. The guy said, right, that it was a mistranslation, and it was actually, what they meant to say, was it was the end of an era. So it turns out that Mayans just predicted Adrian Charles and Christine Bleakley leaving Daybreak. The only people that use the phrase end of the era, right, are bellends at the end of university when they're moving out of their house. So, 3 years of the House of Legend, it's the end of an era, isn't it? I'm going to have this Bob Marley poster made of smaller pictures of Bob Marley. I'm taking that. You have this piece of paper, all the quotes we hilariously said during the 3 years. We'll leave these empty booze bottles so they can see what booze hounds we were. And I'm going to have this copy of Mr. Nice by Howard Marks, yeah. I'm not taking the prediction of the Mayans. That was 5,000 years ago. If you're predicting something in 5,000 years, you have not got the balls to make a prediction. Because you know you're not going to be... It's not going to happen. But that's like when the Lib Dems used to do their manifesto going, well, it's not going to happen, is it? Didn't turn out well for them, did it? The people that are the heroes aren't the Mayans who are doing it in 5,000 years. They're the people that make predictions all the time in the modern age. People that make predictions every week. Like, tell you who it is. Football pundit Mark Lawrenson. Every week on Football Focus he's making predictions. Every week he's getting them wrong. But at least he's fucking trying. You put him up against the Mayans, it will show how good he is. I've done it here. Look, this is the predictions for this weekend's scores. Loro v the Mayans. There they are. If you can't tell the difference, Loro is on the left. It's obviously the first one, Bolton v Aston Villa. Loro's gone with a 1-1, fair enough. The Mayans have gone with match postponed due to end of world. Liverpool v QPR, Loro's gone 2-1, yeah, good news. And the Mayans have gone with match postponed due to bread referee getting eaten by ducks. And the last one, Man U v Wolves, Laura's gone 3-0. And the Mayans have gone... They've gone 3-0 as well, they're not idiots. It's a banker. You're not going to get that one wrong. It's the Theatre of Dreams. It's a bloody... You're not going to win that.
Hello, welcome to Stand Up for the Week. Are you well? Of course you are. So we're here to talk about the news. What's the big news story of the week? Well, for me, it's got to be that we finally got there. They said it couldn't be done. We said, shut up, this is what Adam and Eve dreamt of. They said it shouldn't be done. We kept shagging and doing babies out. Oh, and then they said, we can't shag fast enough. We'll grow them in tubes, we said. We will grow them in tubes until we get to 7 billion humans on Earth. That's what we've got to this week. We've got to 7 billion. This is the baby that the UN says is baby number 7 billion. This is Camille Galura's daughter. The father, of course, Sloth from the Goonies. That is an ugly baby, isn't it? I realise this will split the audience into people who say there's no such thing as an ugly baby and men. But that is a gruesomely ugly... It says girl on it. If you've got to label it when it's naked... Poor bastard. And the baby knows, you can see the expression in its one good eye. That is an eye that's saying, give me 5 minutes to get the womb off me before... Because I'm covered in fanny juice here, and this picture is probably going global. Just a wet wipe over it, for crying out loud. Poor baby. The last billion babies were all born in the last 12 years, and you can get odds of the 8 billionth baby being fathered by John Terry are 3 to 1. I think it's worth it. There are so many people now, there must be people, with 7 billion people on the planet, there'd be people who are just thinking, they probably don't need me anymore. I think I need to up my game. I've done a list of people who I consider to be in the danger zone. Ashley Cole. Never really out of it, was he? Frankie Kokoza. And anyone who's deliberately touched his penis on purpose. You go on the list as well. Anyone who works for Halifax FM and has sung Isa, Isa Baby, just do the world a favour and leave. We don't need you. People who come out of work and keep their lanyards on the tube. Like, yeah, I actually work for the government. I didn't ask and I don't give a shit. Anyone who joined Match.com as a result of that advert with that prick playing a ukulele on a train platform, you do not deserve love and you do not deserve life. And Jeremy Clarkson, just to cap off the list, because I hated him anyway, but he's lifted an injunction this week to reveal that he's been having an affair, but not with anyone. He's cheated on his second wife with his first wife. If you're going to have an affair, do someone you haven't done before. Don't cheat on someone with someone you've already done. And apparently he lured his first wife back with sex and curry in his London bolt hole, which, if he's had a curry, I'm not going near his bolt hole. And the papers were saying, oh, well, as a lover, I imagine Clarkson, is he a Ferrari or a Fiesta? He's implying that a Ferrari's good, but surely you don't want a lover who's 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. An old Ford Fiesta, it's good for the town. Of course it is. If you want to go on the motorway, it's fine. You're going to get there. Not that I drive a Fiesta, but I do. I resent being told because I'm a Fiesta driver I'm a shit lover. I'm not. I give you a little bit of room in the boot, but don't stick too much up there. There's no need. I love my Fiesta so much, sometimes I cry after I pull out. Give us a cheer. This is the pressing question on my mind. Give us a cheer if you're a fan of the rapper Dr. Evil. Yeah. Just the one? I'm genuinely about to change that. I'm going to read you some lyrics. He's a genuine PhD in evil. Here are the lyrics to his classic tune, More Punani. This is his lyrics. This is last night, me got some punani. Right now, me want more punani. I mean, I've not got the tune, but I don't think it really matters. I imagine he wrote it to be read in a northern accent. I took a girl to a tambu boo-boo. That's where I cocked her up. And it's been brought to my attention there are still men who think it's appropriate to cock a girl up outside the tambu boo-boo. Come on, lads, we discussed this at the AGM. All cocking up is to be done inside the tambu boo-boo, because that's what it's for. So he's given her a good cocking up, and that's where I gave her my bamboo boo-boo. It's a classic ballad. Give it a cheer if you're now a fan of the rapper Dr. Evil. It's lovely lyricism, and a station in Scotland played that track by Dr. Evil, or Drivel, as I think you're supposed to pronounce it. Brick FM in Scotland, they put that out at 7 minutes past 3 in the afternoon. Just for the kids when they're coming out of school, just for the drive home. They've put out More Punani, as you would, at 7 minutes past 3, and Ofcom, those bloody weirdos, they've kicked off about it. They're like, you can't put that out at 7 minutes past 3. And this is the best excuse. This is what they said. In a hearing to Ofcom, they said, what you don't understand is a punani is a locally produced sandwich. Made of Italian bread toasted with some cheese. Why wouldn't they think, well, of course, this is just a song about a man who wants to cock up his sandwich. I've cocked up a sandwich before, but mainly by leaving the crust till the end. He's cocking it up in a very different way, and we've all been in that situation in your cafe when you think, well, I'll have a cheese and onion punani, side order a poom poom. Someone else can have some poom poom, because I don't want to have all the poom poom. So, and just a jug of clunge for the table, I guess. They genuinely claimed it was a sandwich, right? And another station that got in trouble was Total Star Wiltshire. They put out a tune by the Out Here Brothers. Now, they put this out at 9:45 a.m. With the lyric, put your punani on my tongue And he's not had enough, greedy, right? He wants to punani on the tongue and put your booty on my face, which I would suggest is kind of an all-in deal. It's a detachable punani. Some of the fun's gone out of it. But they've popped that out at 9:45 and they've got in trouble as well. And I think they would have got away with it had they not gone straight into Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison. That was where they got in trouble. It's exciting, isn't it? This is the week, finally, when those at the heart of a global crisis had the balls to accept what they've done and step aside for a brand new future to begin. Bye-bye, Frankie. Bye-bye. I'm joking, of course. Frankie Kokoza has no significance outside of his own tortured imagination. This is the week when EU leaders finally stepped aside, starting with George Papandreou, the Prime Minister of Greece. Here he is in happier times. That's him at the launch of Movember. Cracking, big smiley face, hasn't he? He had to step aside. He said to his people, back me or sack me, and they backsack and cracked him. Give us a cheer in the audience tonight. Give us a cheer if you would like a tenner. It's quite a swift response, isn't it? Quite an easy question. He got offered £112 billion, and he said, I'll have a think about it. I don't think you will. There is no other situation in the world in which case that is something you have to think about. Oh, awkward, excuse me. Hello? Hello, Mr. Banker. Yeah, what's your offer then? £112 billion, is it? Jesus. It's a very good offer, but if I'm honest, when I'm coming here, I had the figure in my head. Because I think I've got all blood hands, you see, but I've got to put a new kitchen in because my wife is pregnant. So, I'm ready for the question. Go fuck yourself! That's basically the equivalent of what he did. So also this week, another leader left. A leader that, for me, was the only one who truly understood the extent of the debt. The only leader who truly understood how bad it was Silvio Berlusconi. That is a man who went insane. He was honestly used to be very studious. He had his glasses on. He was late in the office doing his sums. Got to about midnight. He carried the one. He calculated Greek debt. And by 6 a.m. the next morning, they found him in his pants in the office, just going, somebody got to touch my penis. Somebody got to banga this because there's no time to explain. Please touch my penis. They're now going to have to go back to the lira, which was actually named after Silvio Berlusconi. It's fascinating that he stepped aside and now people are saying, well, this is it now, it's a fresh start and a new dawn. But if he's been in power this long, how shit is every other Italian politician? You cannot challenge a man who has been accused of being in the mafia, he's been accused of paying to have people sent away, he's been accused of sleeping with underage prostitutes, and his opponents are still basically going, yeah, but he got a lovely smile. He's so cheeky. He's a cheeky Silvio, and yeah, bloody Silvio. Here are things he's actually said. Cheeky Silvio, here are some of his lines. He described himself as pretty often faithful. It's not really an all... It's kind of like saying, well, more or less alive. He was asked how Italian people should get out of the debt, and he said, do what I do, earn more money. Still in government, and he genuinely described himself as the Jesus Christ of politics. Presumably because that's what people say every time he launches a new policy, in the same way that Nick Clegg is the fuck me sideways of British politics. So this, excitingly this week, this is the week that Dr. Conrad Murray was found guilty of the involuntary manslaughter of Michael Jackson. It's difficult to know how to react, isn't it? Because involuntary manslaughter really says, you probably should have done better, but he was clearly knackered anyway. You didn't mean to do it. But the cheer was as if Jackson had been on the treadmill drinking protein shakes, pumping iron, and Conrad Murray had run in and stabbed him in the back several times. He was clearly knackered, wasn't he? And they're slagging the doctor off, saying, oh, he was debt-ridden, he was a disgraced doctor. Well, of course he was, because I imagine the normal doctor said no when you said, do you fancy following Michael Jackson round and injecting anaesthetic into his eyes? I imagine any decent doctor said, I don't think so. Of course you ended up with someone going, hell, shit, yeah. I'll stick it in his eyes. Even if you don't want it, I'll stick it in his eyes. I'm going to stick it in his stomach. I'm going to stick it everywhere, baby. I feel a bit sorry for him because the autopsy came out and the last sort of recorded bit of speech they have of Michael Jackson is him saying, do you know what? I want these gigs to be the best gigs ever. I want people to come and see me and I want them to go say Michael Jackson was the best entertainer in the world, which I fully endorse. But by the time he said that, let's be honest, he was pretty old. And in the autopsy they revealed he was nearly blind and he was bald. Those probably aren't going to be the best Michael Jackson gigs in the world, are they? Billie Jean is not common. She's just a girl. I am the one. That's a fucking blinger frame, that, isn't it? Ronnie rocks up at the day centre and that, she's gonna get it. This is the week of fear, if you haven't read the papers. Yeah, you're right to laugh. I know why you're laughing, because you're afraid. More than a third of us... I'm sorry, this is quite emotional. More than a third of us, it was revealed this week, are allergic to our own homes. There's a toaster that can give you syphilis. No, there's no toaster that can... Apparently, if you've got a runny nose, it's not a cold. It's because you're allergic to dust mites. Yeah, it's not really... We've got a picture of a dust mite, if you're not sure. I mean, we perhaps should have zoomed in a bit more. This is what they really look like. Yeah, big, angry, but actually tiny and irrelevant dust mites. There are 2 million of those in our beds, apparently. Yeah, it's quite rank, isn't it? The male dust mite, he lives for 20 days, and the female dust mite, she lives for 70 days. Isn't that bullshit? And they retire earlier. They spend half their days, the female dust mites, just lying in bed watching loose dust mites on TV. Honestly. The reason there are tedious stories about bedbugs in the papers is because I am slowly fixing the country and the world. I slagged off Frankie Kokoza. Gone. No need to thank me. No need to thank me. Then I went international. I slagged off Berlusconi. He's gone. Now I'm deeply regretting it. Because there are tedious people running the world. This is the man that replaced Silvio Berlusconi. That is Mario Monti. And if you're looking at that picture thinking there's nothing funny about that guy, well, you have really hit the nail on the head there. That is a boring man. He used to work in a bank. He's got 2 kids. He loves them both. Wanker. So I've had to pick a new target for my anger. I've had to scoured the world to find out who deserves my hate. Who am I bringing down? And I've gone for this piece of shit. That's right. That is Larry, the Downing Street cat. Yeah, it's Larry's job to get rid of the mice in Downing Street. And Larry said, do you know what? I'm not going to bother, actually. And when I say it's Larry's job to get rid of the mice, I mean it's Larry's function as a cat to get rid of mice. I mean, to be fair, it's slightly harsh on Larry because the mice themselves... It's a bit like the old lady who swallowed a fly. The cat was brought in to get rid of the mice were brought in to get rid of Nick Clegg. Eventually they'll bring in a dog to get rid of the cat, and then this just ends in the release of Anne Widdicombe, which is good news for nobody. And their youth employment is at over 1 million now. There are 1 million people. Give us a cheer if you're currently unemployed. There's a few of us around. Give us a cheer if you would gladly take money to chase mice around Downing Street. That's more people than are unemployed. People will quit their jobs to do what that lazy fat... The global crisis boils down to this, right? There are some people in this world who have too much fucking money. Right? Give us a cheer if you know the name of the fastest man in the world. Right, a few of us, Usain Bolt. Give us a cheer if you know the name of the richest man in the world. Isn't that mental? Nobody knows who the richest man in the world is. The richest man in the world is Carlos Slim, is his name. He lives in Mexico, and he is worth £43 billion, right? And if you can't quite measure how much that is, a nursery nurse in this country would have to work for 3.2 million years. 3.2 million years pulling glue sticks out of nostrils to be worth £42 billion, right? And let's say she's finished now. Let's go back 3.2 million years. This is what humans look like. That is an uphill task, teaching that how to make a Rice Krispie cake. That's all I'm going to say. Basically, you've got to melt the chocolate over the hot water. No, just don't throw your feces at me in the class. We've discussed this. Let's see if anyone can tell me who the name of this next man is. There he is. Who is that? Yeah, nobody knows. That's the richest man in the UK. That's Lakshmi Mittal. He's worth £17 billion, right? Now, for £1 million, I've worked out, you can employ 50 people on 20 grand a year to do anything. Like, why wouldn't you? If I had £1 million, I would have someone to follow me and laugh at all my jokes. I would employ someone to simply be more hungover than me. At all times... Your job is to go out with me, you drink one more of whatever I drink. And then tomorrow I don't feel like such a waster. The only man who's captured this, the only man who knows is Prince Charles. And I never thought I'd say this, but he's got this taped. Prince Charles is a man who has someone to warm his toilet seat for him. He has a professional harpist, simply so that he can make flashback jokes at dinner parties. That's all he does. He goes, this reminds me of the time I was in Morocco. Susan... It was a hot day. People have too much money, and the sick thing is that what was in the news this week is that the only one of us who knows their job is safe, despite the fact they are clearly shit at it, is this furry piece of shit. If ever there was a phrase to kickstart the protest against capitalism, let it be, fuck you, Larry. I'd like to start this week by saying, fuck. Yeah, that's right. And the fact that all of you stayed is really a sign of the trouble this country is in. Because this is the week the paper said that standards have slipped in the UK to the point where swearing is no longer offensive. A judge upheld an appeal on behalf of a man who swore at the police, and the judge said it was right for him to get off because nobody's offended by swearing anymore. What he said to the police, he said, fuck you, man. He probably didn't say it in a Mardy northern accent. You'll have to imagine a slightly more masculine chap saying it then. Hey, bugger you sod. He said, fuck you, man. I told you you wouldn't find fuck all. And the judge's defence was the people who hang around with this guy probably weren't offended. And of course that's fair. I doubt his friends were saying, oh, Denzel. No, you've gone too far this time, Denzel. No, I'm all for poking fun at the 5-0. But... there's no need to drop the F-bomb when English is such a beautiful language. Obviously, they didn't do that, because if they were those kind of people, they would have said from the beginning, well, you brought this on yourself when you said you wouldn't find fuck all and employed a double negative. You really asked the policeman to search you, didn't you, Denzel? And he was being provoked. The kid was being provoked. He'd just been shot in the eye the day before. He'd come out of hospital, and the policeman apparently got him in a headlock and sprayed him with pepper spray. Now, to be fair, I think I would have taken it. But the papers, honestly, all this is an epidemic. Everybody's swearing at the police as if old ladies are going up to officers and going, excuse me, Officer Cocklicker? Where is the train station, you bender? And it got to a point where in the Daily Mail this week, Philip Norman wrote, stand-up comedians these days use the F-word instead of punchlines. I mean, I've been doing it wrong. I apologise to you. So I've written a few of these apparently topical jokes, so we'll try them out now. Knock, knock. Fuck off. Okay, all right, fair dues. A man goes to the doctor. He says, doctor, I think I'm a pair of curtains. And the doctor said, I just told you to fuck off. Oh, Philip's right. This is incredible. Just invented a whole new school of comedy. However, before we go any further, I have a confession which I need to make. I've been tipped off this week that some information has been gathered by the press about me. I've been going through my bins, and it's all going to come out in the press this week anyway, so I'd rather tell you now, face to face. I put a pizza box straight in the bin. I didn't put it in the recycling, and I'd already had tea and I was angry at myself and not the world, but I put it in there and they've been going through my phone. They've got phone messages which they've hacked. I've got the transcripts. I'm going to read them for you now. The first message says, "Hi, it's me. Why haven't you been here this week? Is there someone else? The least you can do is tell me. Call me on 9460613 or order online at papajohns.co.uk." I don't know how they've got this, bastards. The second message they've got says, "Hi, John. It's John. Just to remind you, you need to put the bins out when you get in. Don't worry about what that girl said in Top Man. I think you're well cool. And don't forget to get that pizza box out of the bin and put it in the recycling. I don't know if you thought you would forget, but I'm here to tell you now that you haven't, and it's been bugging you all day, so I'll get it sorted." Sons of bitches. This is, of course, this week's media ethics inquiry. Hugh Grant was there on Monday doing his old classics, Ting Lang Hong, Divine Brown, love that one. Coogan was there on Tuesday. Thought he would have done more Partridge, if I'm honest. Quite straight-laced. Here's the problem with the media ethics inquiry, is that Coogan and Hugh Grant, they're definitely on the right side of the argument here. They're definitely making the right point. However, they are also philandering turds. If you don't want the press to report that you're doing terrible things, don't do terrible things. It's just easy, isn't it, to not hire a prostitute and get a blowjob in a car? I've been doing it my whole life. Almost. It's got to a point now where I don't even have to think about it. I don't even have to repress the thought. Although, having said that, even that doesn't help. One of the first people to get a settlement in the News International case was Gordon Taylor. And he got a settlement because a story had been prepared that was based on a photo of him with a girl after they'd allegedly intercepted a message on Gordon Taylor's answer phone that said, "Thank you for yesterday, you were wonderful." Right, and News International gone, Now, what it actually was that he had given a speech at her father's funeral. Yeah, oh, that sod. Innit? Oh, that Gordon Taylor. Oh, we'll get you, they said. And they got a picture of him, and it was clearly just a nice thing. And the lawyer defending him said, well, they've got 2 and 2, and they've made 84. Which I think is still being generous, because 84 is divisible by 2. They were further... I would have said they've got 2 and 2, and they've made Uruguay. Because now I'm worried. I'm genuinely worried about how many mates I've got in trouble. Because if I get a chance to leave a message that has an innuendo in it, I'm going to leave that message. I went for a curry with a friend last week, and I left him a message the very next day saying, "Thanks for last night. It was so hot, I still can't sit down." You join us in the week where we had a bank holiday to celebrate the wedding of Nick and Jemima Wiggins. Of course we didn't. Who would live in a country as ridiculous as to have a day off just because 2 people you don't give a shit about are getting married? This was, of course, the public sector strikes, and if you're not sure which side of a debate you fall on, I always find it's easiest to just look at the sides and decide who you are definitely not supporting. So chief amongst the people who don't support the strikes, Mr. Gideon Osborne. That's really a face that says, everything I agree with, you should very much disagree with. I introduced him as Gideon, of course. He doesn't like Gideon. He changed his name because he didn't think anyone would be successful with a name like Gideon, which, given that no one knows about his sister Giddy-Up, is very difficult. Difficult to disagree with. She should have picked Samantha, but she wouldn't have it. His full name, of course, now is George. Some of my best friends are taxpayers. Osborne. And the man in charge of disagreeing with him on our behalf is Mr. Ed Miliband. And there's Ed this week. That's him in Asda. And this is the man in charge. I mean, ask yourself, does this look like a man who is going to lead the country? Or does that look like a man who is trying to convince Sue to work on Sunday?
I know you don't want to come in, but Edna's going on holiday and we're going to be very short-staffed because we've got the new £3, £1, £3, £5 offer on.
The other people who disagreed with the strikes were the sort of right-wing tabloids. The Sun, Trevor Kavanagh said this week that these public sector workers should take the pensions they've been offered before they're snatched out of their greedy hands forever. Yeah, the greedy hands of those bitch dinner ladies. Horrible dinner ladies. Oh, how dare they want to cook food for children all their lives and want more than £60 a week when they retire? Oh, no, I say we should sack the lot of the dinner ladies and just invent a chair that fires turkey twizzlers up a kid's arse. And what annoys me is the papers who reported that the public sector workers were being greedy printed a list this week of the top 30 young entertainment earners in the country, Daniel Radcliffe, and amongst them was Adele, who's worth £7 million now because she does a noise out of her face. That's basically why she's rich, isn't it? Because she goes... A little bit better than that, I'll give her that, but no. And she said this year that she got her tax bill. She said, I got my tax bill. I wanted to get on a killing spree because it was massive. I imagine it was quite big, and that's because you earned fucking millions! If you get paid to just do noises out of your face, you can't resent giving some of it back every now and again, can you? That's all she does. Go, I'll set fire to the rain. I don't think you will, it's very wet. It made me so angry. She said, oh, why should I have to pay taxes? Schools are rubbish. I've got to pay for buses. I don't use the buses anymore. Well, I think the reason is this country isn't run exclusively for you, you fucking moron. Honestly. She's not the person that made me angriest. The person who has pissed me off the most this week, and chief amongst the morons who don't understand this country, is Pippa Middleton. Let's have a look. I've pixelated her arse just because I like to live in a world where her arse is just all right and we've already forgotten what her fucking name was. She's famous because people went, oh, she's got a nice bum, hasn't she? And so famous is she that this week she signed a deal to write a book worth £400,000, right? And that book is going to be about parties. She's going to write a book on how to do parties for £400,000. And I went on her website for her party planning group, and the sort of food they recommend for her parties are... this is very difficult to say. Foie gras macaroons. Tasty, isn't that? Foie gras macaroons. And I imagine how difficult that would be to say if most of the guests at your party are so inbred their tongues no longer fit in their mouths. Would you like a foie gras macaroon? Who wants to read how she wants to plan a party? I'll be honest, I go down to Iceland to get an Indian snack selection for £3. You can have a samosa, of course you can, or you can have the weird sort of meat thing that no one really knows what it is, but hey, I like to party like a celeb. Pippa Middleton released her Christmas tips this week, because this is the week that now Christmas starts, so we get all celebrities doing their Christmas shows about how poor peasants like us can have a recession-proof Christmas, and Nigella Lawson says, I actually make cushions out of belly button fluff. And then I make candles out of earwax, and I give those as gifts because I haven't got any money. I think that might be bullshit. But I know I'm being sarcastic, but Pippa Middleton did a blog about tips for Christmas. I don't know if you know about Christmas, but it's coming up. I've never heard of it before, but apparently it's stressful. People get all narked about it. And here are some tips from Pippa Middleton. And don't thank me for these, because these are hers. I'm not taking any credit for these belters. You can decorate your tree. You don't think of it, do you? You don't think of it. Because you have stuff to do, but she sat down and she thought, why? Because I never bother, to be honest. I usually just drape a used Johnny across a cheese plant. Just stick that in the living room. Just go, yeah, that's... But she said, no, get yourself a tree and put baubles on it. And I said, what, black and white ones? Coloured ones, this green and... I can't remember the names of the colours, but she knows them all. They're all on the... This is the bestest tip she's ever done in my world. She says, you know when you buy someone a present, you can wrap it up before you give it to her. Because I usually try and do it in mid-air as I'm... and you don't want them to see what it is, do you? But do it before, and then they get to unwrap it, and it's like a surprise for them. And you just get rid of that stress then as well of trying to perform hoodoo magic in mid-air when you're pissed on eggnog at 11 o'clock on Christmas morning. I mean, what bloke? She's missed some of the obvious ones. Not on the list, wearing clothes. She's not put that one in there. Because it's not that you notice it when you do wear clothes, but the year you forget... You get comments, I'm not going to lie to you. And here's another one. Don't kick your guests in the face. And I learned that the hard way. But, you know, Grandma was very old. It's an incredible week that millionaires are in the paper getting away scot-free, and George Osborne says we can't afford pensions anymore. The tabloids are saying that nurses and teachers and dinner ladies are greedy, and Ed Miliband said it's free for two on frozen Saturday. It's the last in the current series. I thought as a special treat, instead of just looking back at the news that you all know, I would look forward at some of the news that you can expect while the show is off the air. So I've been in touch with Gypsy Rose Lee, and I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. And here is a headline you're going to see some point over the next few days. We are fucked. And you can basically take your pick of what you think that means. There's so many ways in which the world could be fucked. I reckon it's probably going to be something to do with this man. President of Iran, Ahmadinejad, there he is. The problem with him is, he is, in my view, the person most likely to start a nuclear war, but he doesn't look that dangerous, does he? He just looks like he sells hoovers around Tehran. And that's the problem, because no one's really writing about it in the papers. He would definitely be in the papers if he looked more like this. That's what he should look like. Deadly man. The problem with that music now is it's dramatic, but it does make it sound like he's about to join up on the X Factor. Please welcome your judges, Louis, Talisa, and Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. I thought it was great, you had loads of energy, Mahmoud. Kill him. He's really disbelief. He believes that he is on the earth to clear the world, if necessary, to make way for the prophet's return. But he's got a degree in traffic and transport. Not very evil, is it? And it's a job. I tell you, if you've ever tried to drive from Mashhad to Farouj at rush hour... The scary thing about him is there's no way we can fight him. If he decides to kick off, they say that within a day he could call up 1 million troops. He's got 1 million troops at his disposal, and now he wants to enrich uranium. I said to him, you're not going near my uranium, mate. You've really got to try and lighten up the potential end of the world, I find. It's very complicated. The nuclear argument's a very difficult one, because I don't think it's for countries that have them to say who can and can't have them just because they got them first. But then equally, I don't think you can give them to a country that still stones women to death. You can't be trusted with nuclear weapons if you still can't be trusted with a rock. If I give you this rock, are you going to throw it at that woman? No. Are you? Yeah. Probably will. So if you can't fight them, I think the only option we've got is to... And people don't know a lot about Iran. Learn some facts and try and sort of negotiate and maybe become friends with them. Population, 70 million, almost exactly the same as ours. They've got wild pheasants. Who knew that? It's pretty much the same as us. And they've got a TV show on Saturday night called Total Wipeout. It's about what they want to do to Israel, but still presented by Richard Hammond, because, in his words, fuck it, a gig's a gig. The other sad news is after 6 weeks of genuinely trying my best on this show to change what people think, people are still slagging off modern comedians. And this week was the turn of David Jason. So when I say this, it wasn't Del Boy what said it. It wasn't cuddly old, oh, it fell off the back of a lorry. Are you a thief? No, it just fell off the back of a lorry. Let's not get into it. David Jason said modern comedians, they use the F word too much and they're obsessed with pushing boundaries. And, you know, he's right, isn't he? Because you go back to the good old days when you didn't have this offensive comedy and you could do nice jokes about buggers who couldn't speak properly. That's... His view, David Jason, is that we should go back to the good old days because that was good comedy because people didn't say fuck. And that was the difference. And we had innuendo. You know innuendo? She knows what I'm talking about, eh? He likes his toast done on both sides. You know what I'm talking about? She's got her tights round the wrong way round. Do you know what I mean? Because I haven't got a fucking clue. Well, the most depressing news of the week is that in Britain now the wage gap between the richest and the poorest 10% is wider than it's ever been. And I was tempted to get on my high horse and do a load of stuff about pay and all that nonsense. But it's easier just to show you a story where rich people had to give one back. And every now and again, rich people get nailed. I had to go all the way to Japan to find it. But this happened this week. There we go. It's worth pointing out, no one was seriously injured in this crash, just a few cuts and bruises. This is a crash that happened on a Japanese road that featured 8 Ferraris, 3 Mercedes, 1 Lamborghini, and you can just see there, 1 Toyota Prius. Quite nice to imagine the Prius there, isn't it? And I imagine just before that crash, the Prius driver who was being overtaken by all those cars went, I hope they have a bloody crash. The lead driver in that crash was a 60-year-old man, and all these big cars, they were on their way to a car convention in Fukuoka, which, incidentally, is exactly what the Toyota Prius driver said as the crash happened. Fuck you! Oh, car! The claim that this has led to is £1 million worth of damage. £1 million worth of damage. That's basically porn for Jeremy Clarkson, that, isn't it? £1 million of cars just thrusting into each other. A £1 million claim is so big that Alexander the Meerkat himself has had to go out and investigate the cause of the accident.
Basically, what happened is you all have too much money and you're driving like a prick. Simple.
What's happening, white people? We're talking about multicultural news. Our Prime Minister has come out and said it's okay to shoot Somalian pirates. It's okay to shoot Somali. Don't shoot me in London. Fucking shoot the Somalian. Oh, shit. What day is it? It's Halloween. Fuck. Here comes Batman. Shoot him and all. What is it about Halloween? I was away on Halloween the other day. Black people dress up as white people, and white people dress up as whiter people. I don't get it. White people dressing up as ghosts all the time. How come you never see any Asian or black ghosts? Or brown ghosts? You never see it? Actually, I did see a black ghost the other day, but it turned out to be a woman in a burqa. Here's a Somalian picture. First thing, how can you tell? There's a couple of my brothers over here. Do you know? It's one of the rude. But how can you tell the difference between a Somalian pirate and a Somalian fisherman? A Somalian fisherman has got a fishing rod. A Somalian pirate has got a fucking bazooka in the back. And a couple of kidnapped British pensioners. It was that. Give a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. Give a Somalian pirate a rocket launcher and you feed him for a lifetime. Country's gone bad. In this country now, they're going to get rid of the zebra crossing. What kind of a country do we live in where black and white can't live together in the streets side by side? That's the only thing we got left in this country. When Michael Jackson said it don't matter if you're black and white, it does if you're a lollipop lady. What are those sluts gonna do now? Probably Wayne Rooney. Now, also this week, we had the first ever Grand Prix that took place in India. Lady Gaga did the opening ceremony. There were some rabid dogs running around the tracks. They came in third. And the winner had a crate of chickens in the back of his car. There's fucking dogs running around. I was in India, these dogs just run up to the car. What the fuck? What's with these dogs? I was talking to the Indian guy over there. He goes, I said, kick the shit out of this dog. No, we don't believe in violence. Yeah, the dog believes in violence. No, we're Hindus. The dog ain't a Hindu. No, we're vegetarians. That dog ain't a fucking vegetarian. That dog wants to eat the shit out of me. That's not some kind of friendly Scooby-Doo like, Raggy? Gee, Scoob. That dog's got rabies. That's more like a motley kind of shaggy, faggy, Russian fucking muppet bastard. Kick the shit out of that bastard. This ain't the Grand Prix, this is the wacky races. That's where I want to see Lady Gaga wear her meat suit. See that fucking poker face then? This crowd, I know a lot of you are still upset because we lost one of our leaders last week. Colonel Gaddafi is gone. Sad times. I still keep him as a screensaver on my phone. One of the brothers. The problem when you got Colonel Gaddafi as a screensaver, people think you got an incoming call. Hello, Gaddafi? Hello, can you hear me? Oh, shit. He ran out of credit. Now Saif Gaddafi, shitting himself, his son.
You'll never catch me. I'm Saif Gaddafi. You'll never... We control Libya. I am Saif Gaddafi, Colonel Gaddafi's son.
Yeah, you're not so Saif now, are you, mate? He's dismissing all claims.
He's not even my father. Gaddafi? I don't know him. In fact, he used to touch me. He used to touch me in a very, very bad place. Where? In my Libya.
I read a lot of the papers all over the world, and people deal with problems in different ways. I was reading the Mumbai Mirror recently, right? And they've got a problem page. I want to read you one of their problems, and this is how they deal with their problems.
I'm a 32-year-old man whose girlfriend demands I shave my chest hair. I find it very time-consuming, but my girlfriend says if I do not, she will no longer find me sexually desirable. Should I obey her demands or slap her in the mouth?
I know what I would do. And that comes from Trevor in Scotland. What's happening, white people? So this week on Multicultural News, the Pakistani cricket team, some of them have been put in prison. That's not a kind of... Yeah? Happy about that? Some Pakistanis on the side? That's the thing, people are upset that the Pakistani... That's not a crime you want to be inside for. What are you inside for, mate? Well, I cut my wife up and buried her in the fucking garden. What are you inside for? LBW. Bent over. There's going to be a lot of ball tampering in that cell.
Pretty sore, stop it.
They said, we didn't do it, they're lies, they're lies, their pants are on fire in this fucking picture. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, was killed by Dr. Conrad Murray. He was on the phone at the time, he had 3 bitches on the go and he was married. Hey baby, I'm Dr. Conrad Murray. Yeah, what's going on? I got my main man, Michael, here with me.
Help me. Help me.
Wait a minute, what's the matter, Michael?
I'm bad. I'm bad. Shamonda. You know I'm bad. You know it.
Wait a minute, shut the fuck up! Sorry about that, baby. You got 4 years. 4 years. That's what happens when a black man kills a white man. One of my favorite comedians on the planet, biggest comedian in Nigeria, Baba Sue. You know Baba Sue? They thought he was a drug smuggler. They thought he had drugs inside his system. He wasn't convicted. He didn't do... You know Baba Sue? When I say Baba, you say Sue. Baba. Baba. When I say Baba, you say Sue. Baba. Baba. So Baba Sue, they thought he had drugs in his system. And the police had to search his stool samples for 3 weeks, 18 different stool samples. And you know the police were big fans. Baba Sue, what is this? This is some funny shit. This is funny shit. Baba Sue shit. You know, after 3 weeks, they're going, this shit is not funny anymore. He needs some new material, some new shit. This is Baba Sue shit. So Theresa May, our Home Secretary, has been lenient on immigration. Now, taxpayers, we're paying £25 million to pay for translators to get illegal immigrants off on their crimes in our country. For your Daily Mail reader, that's your £5 a day. There was a Bangladeshi minicab driver, right? This geezer couldn't speak English. He was a convicted sex pest and couldn't speak English, but the judge did him for not speaking English. Not for being a sex pest. I mean, what is a sex pest? That sounds like something's like... Can I buy you a drink?
Get away from me. What's with this fucking sex pest? He never leaves me alone.
Sex Pest? That sounds like a kid in the car.
Are we there yet? 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 I think I've come.
How was he chatting up women if he was a sex pest? If he couldn't speak English, what was he saying? Minicab, 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 can I feel your tits? Minicab, minicab, can I feel your ass? Minicab, feel your ass cheek. I just think they've got really strong accents. I think that's what's happening in the courts. They just can't understand. What's your defense?
Well, Your Honor, I didn't do it. I was at my friend's house.
What did he say? He said, minicab. And the translate, I reckon, I do the Punjabi translations for £100 a day. I could do that. You know, what's your defense?
Well, many ki tyasi, my friend the car better the pyasi.
What did he say? He said, minicab. Is that the only word they say in this country now? Minicab, minicab, I always confuse them when they do that to me in the street. They say, minicab. I say, yeah, where do you want to go? No, I'm a minicab. I'm minicab too, bastard. Come on, I take you. Turns into a minicab off. What's happening, white people? So you want to hear about some multicultural news this week? Yeah. This Conservative MP has started up a curry college in this country to train homegrown chefs to cut down on immigration. So we don't have to bring them over from other countries. Can you imagine, like, a curry college? What you got? I got double naan. I'm just still in fucking poppadom, mate. It started off by this Conservative MP called Eric Pickles. Here's a picture of Eric Pickles. Jabba the Gut. The notorious P.I.G. He said, don't worry, you know, the curry industry in this country is worth 3.5 billion. Yeah, but he's eating about 2 billion of that shit. That's the thing, we don't have to bring them over. All these restaurant people that work over here, it's pretty authentic. They're just putting on the accent to make that shit more real. You go to a restaurant, what can I get you, sir? 2 papadam, 2 chicken tikka masala, 2 rice, no problem. 1 minute. No, 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 2 minutes, 1 minute. No, shut up, 1 minute, please. Hurry up, Dave. Give him 3 poppadoms and 5 naans, mate. This geezer's a right slag outside. Hurry up, Abdul, for fuck's sake. I'm sorry about that, sir. 1 minute. So, Sepp Blatter this week. One of our heroes, Sepp Blatter. He said you can tackle racism by just shaking someone's hand after a game. I want to racially abuse this guy and see if he shakes my hand after. How can you racially abuse the Swiss, though? Hey, Seb, you cuckoo clock wearing, Swiss cheese suckling, army knife loving bastard. No hard feelings, mate. He tried to tell the world he's not a racist because he got his picture taken with a black man. Apparently they asked Seb who the black man was, and he said, of course, sir, he's my best friend, Wesley Snipes. He was great in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They asked him if he thought he was racist, and the black guy said, what you talking about, Willis? And then he asked this black guy to come to England and tell everyone he's not racist, and the black guy said, I ain't getting on no plane, fool. He's not a racist. So Osama bin Laden's right-hand man has come out and said Osama bin Laden was actually quite a nice guy. He's come out and said this. His right hand, how come all these right-hand men have always got parts of their body missing? Like Mullah Omar, 1 eye, Abu Hamza, he had no hands, 1 eye missing. Abu Hamza must have misunderstood that song in the 90s when he said, throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. Shit, my eye. They've always got parts of their body missing, these people. I like to play the Middle Eastern version of Guess Who. Does he have hands? No. Does he have a beard? Yes.
Does he have eyes? Yes. Is it Fatima?
Yeah, guess who? So this Japanese TV show now. Have you heard about this Japanese TV show? It's been axed in Japan. It's the longest running Japanese TV show. It's their Doctor Who, or their Doctor Woo, as they call it. It's been axed for like an EastEnders type of show. It's going to be like a badly dubbed Kung Fu version of like EastEnders. Grandson, come on, my son. Who stole the baby? Why is the gay man married to a Muslim?
No violence, Phil. Please stop it. You burn down the...
Sonic boom, tiger uppercut. Hadouken, yoga flame, yoga fire. Oh, please, Phil, no violence. Get out of my pub. What's happening, white people? So you ready for some multicultural news this week? Yeah, gangster shit. And now we've got pantomime season is starting. Yeah, a lot of stuff is shit. Now they've got, in the Middle East, they've got pantomimes now. In the Middle, they've got Puss in Boots has come out in the Middle East, but they had to change the word puss because it's offensive to the Middle East. We don't want to hear the word puss in a boot. Puss in boot is very... You don't put pussy in boots. It should be a cat in the boot. What's their version of the pussycat dolls? The catty cat dolls is their version of the catty cat dolls. They've got all kinds of pantomimes out there. They've got their version of there was an old woman who lived in a shoe. I don't know why they stoned her. Perhaps she'll die. There was an old woman who learned how to read. I don't know why she learned how to read. Perhaps she'll die. Or their version of Beauty and the Beast, the arranged marriage. They've got their version of Peter Pan, or as they say, Peter Pan and Flight 103 starring Al McGrahy. Too soon. They're getting into the whole pantomime traditions in the Middle East. Bin Laden blew up the Twin Towers. Oh, no, he didn't. Where's my backpack of explosive? It's... Shit. Found out this week there's a ginger seal in Russia and he's being ostracized by the rest of the seals. Tragic case, even gingers in the animal kingdom ain't accepted. Here's a picture of the seal. Not the black seal, the ginger seal. That one. What the fuck is that? Where's the rest of Girls Aloud? Another redhead you rejected. It's like life after X Factor for Janet Devlin. Even the seal can sing M-bop. But this week also Mugabe has done a Nando's advert. Can anything damage this brand? People are still going to turn up at Nando's. I was in a pub one time. My mates came in and goes, blood, there's been a shooting at Nando's, innit? And my mates were like, we got a Nando's. Mugabe's actually come out and done a track in Zimbabwe about how much he hates white people. It's going to be good. Can I get the mic check? 1, 2, 1, 2. How many white people left in Zimbabwe? 1, 2, 1, 2. Throw your hands in the air if your land's not there. Give me your farm. You got no choice. If you disagree, you're going to make some noise. I am a dictator, a white man hater. I'll take your land and I won't see you later. They call me Mugabe. I got my own army. I'll kill any white man who owns his own farm. This goes out to all my fallen soldiers out there, Gaddafi, Osama, and Jimmy Savile. What's happening, white people? So you ready for some multicultural news? Yeah. You hear about these pandas that came over from China? These pandas landed in Glasgow. His band is called Sunshine and Sweetie. And the first time they've seen sunshine in Glasgow in 400 years. They're not the only two females in Glasgow with two black eyes. Looks like she walks into a door twice. What the fuck are you got in your bastard there? They spent £70,000 on bamboo for these bastards. Sounds like a habit. How are these pounders going to afford it? Just like the rest of the drug addicts in Scotland, break into people's houses. How would you describe the burglars? Well, they were black, they were white. I don't know, they all look the fucking same to me. You know, they've spent £300,000 on a luxury suite, pool and cave with bulletproof glass for them to live in. What the fuck is this, MTV Cribs? They've got bulletproof glass for them. Just because they're mixed race doesn't mean they're going to shoot anyone. Basically, they're trying to get these pandas to mate by showing them some panda porn. Here's some panda porn. I don't know why they're trying to get them to mate. Just do what they do with everyone else in Glasgow. Give them 5 cans of fucking special brew. That's what's going to happen in Glasgow. You're going to get single-parent pandas walking around. That's the thing now. That's the thing about Scotland. I'm into Scottish whiskey, a lot of Scottish whiskey. Now, in India, they don't want to import Scottish whiskey because they don't want to pay the duty on that. So they're copying it. But they're trying to pass it off as real Scottish whiskey. So you go to it, is this Scottish whiskey? It's a Scot-ish. Not Scottish, Scot-ish. Little bit Scottish. It's going to be like Braveheart whiskey in India. You can take our whiskey, but you'll never take my duty-free... dumb. My duty-free dums. The Indian restaurants now. That's the thing about Indian restaurants. There's an Indian restaurant in London that is facing £65,000 worth of fines because it's been storing flour and onion barges in a basket. But you can imagine when health and safety turn up and they're, well, what's going on in this place, mate? Is this a bin or storage? Yeah, bin, storage, same thing. Is this the kitchen or the bedroom? Kitchen, bedroom, same thing. Is that the fridge or the fridge, freezer, same thing? Is that your wife or your cousin? Wife, cousin, the same thing. Same thing. Where's all the women out here tonight? That's what I'm talking about. The Daily Mail come out and said that UK women top the obesity league in Europe. People don't want to see that league. They want to see the women that put out the most league. It turns out it was the same list. And they also say we've got the biggest binge drinkers in Europe. So what the Daily Mail is saying is Britain's got the fattest, oldest and ugliest women in Europe. Maybe that's why we've got to drink so much. If you want to see the top 5 on that list, check out Loose Women on ITV. There's another story I heard this week. In Thailand, a British man dragged a piano up a mountain to play Beethoven to blind elephants. Elephants loved it. They were all ears. I mean, the reason he played to blind elephants, if you're going to play to elephants, you're going to play to blind elephants. You don't want them to recognise their mother's teeth on the piano keys.